Hi everybody, it's been a while since I put a video out and I know my hair is kind of all over my head and I'm looking a little goofy today, but I've been busy back and forth doing lots of stuff. So I haven't been putting out videos a whole lot recently. But what has been happening in my neck of the woods have been like sudden power outages, totally unexpected, in the middle of the night, or very, very early in the morning where it's still dark out and you wouldn't expect for there to be a brownout or a blackout in an area. And those things, they just, when they happen, they happen. This is why it's important to be prepared. This is why I'm always talking about having your little backup uh, solar panels or power packs or whatever. Granted, you can't use solar panels in the middle of the night when you don't expect for the power to go out and you wake up and there's nothing. Then you just have to roll with the punches. You should already have a get home bag already set up with those items which I've explained before in other videos, which would include like a flashlight that either has good batteries in it or a hand crank flashlight that has the emergency power radio and all that, which is that's my go to. It's just easier, it works for me. But if someone has issues with arthritis or mobility concerns or whatever, they may or may not be able to use that. So that's why I offer a number of different choices in that area. But, made it through that. Power's back on. But when the power was knocked out that quickly, it was like televisions didn't work, internet was out, phones didn't work, and oddly enough, it knocked out the security system, like for the building that I'm at. So when it knocked it out, whatever happened and everything was zonked out, it knocked out the fobs. So people that were expecting to use their fobs to be able to enter their buildings, as a security measure, were not able to use the fob. So if you don't have a fob to go bleep at the door, then what are you going to do? Hope you have a backup key for that outside security door, or you might find yourself stuck outside until you can reach someone that can access the door or provide that key as an option. So that's the sort of thing that kind of happened. It like scrambled the security system where punching in codes or using a fob at the door did not work. That's not something I've ever talked about before because I did not expect that to ever happen, but it obviously did. But that's something people should consider and have a backup plan for in the future because, when the big one hits, it's going to impact more than my little neighborhood, I expect. Um, Another thing to consider is, considering your health. Always being prepared food wise for your health. And I know I talk a lot about storing up beans and rice and dehydrating food and all that sort of stuff. And I still think that stuff is important, especially if there's a potential for a nationwide or planetary wide conflict, WW3 or whatever it may be. It's always good to have something stored up because if all of a sudden the access to food is not happening, which we've seen it before in the past few years, um, you have to be prepared. Period. You just have to be prepared or you're going to be hungry. We've seen the whole toilet paper caper and how all that went down, and people were hoarding toilet paper till it was to the ceiling or whatever. And then those that had need were not able to get what they needed. So just being reasonably prepared and trying not to live on the day by day because we don't know what day that certain things may happen. So it's good to have a few extra rolls of toilet paper, a couple of extra containers of kitty litter or gerbil litter or whatever, pet food and all that. I'm not saying go for broke. I'm not saying get hysterical. I'm just saying it's a good idea to be prepared for whatever may come. Because as we know, um, FEMA and other government agencies have already told us before that it's good to be prepared with 3 weeks worth of stuff. I tend to multiply that a little bit, but it is good to have what you need just in case there's a time when we're without for a while. There's a time when people are sick, or if people are unable to travel or unable to get things because they're stuck out on a barge, like we've seen and experienced before. It's good to have what you need and have a set of skills to help you manage life and make it through the challenging times that may come. It's also good to have some books, um, and some knowledge on how to deal with a variety of health situations if you're not able to get out. I mean, you can get those books from a thrift store or look up stuff online, but looking up stuff online, if the power goes out, you're not going to be able to access that stuff online unless you've printed it down into um, and put it into 3-ring binders or whatever so that you can have that. But you need that knowledge in your head so you know how to deal with situations that might come up. And, speaking for a minute on kidneys and cancer and those type of things, it's important to remember about eating properly and taking care excuse me, of your mental wellness as well as your physical wellness in the day-to-day life. And it's important to remember to be eating and taking things into your body that are more alkaline than acidic. Alkaline things are helpful and nurturing to your body. Acidic things, um, acidic foods and beverages tend to cause disruptive patterns within the body, which that's in my little book for anyone that's interested in getting that, living with chronic kidney disease book. But it not only holds true for kidney disease, it holds true for people that have cancer and other issues going on. Um, so just wanted to put that out there so that you're all aware of those things. And I can talk about more those things more in detail in the future if you're really interested in that. Leave a message in the comment section below or whatever, or reach out to me if you're interested in the book. I'm not pushing it hard because if either you want it or you don't want it, and you know, some people don't want the information until they find out that it's really impacting their life right now, and then they're like, maybe I need that information. That's up to you. I'm not going to push it hard, but just know that I do have that information available. But I hope people are ready. Um, I do believe the rest of this year may become a bit more challenging. And so I really hope people are prepared for whatever's coming up. We know we've got the scammers out there that are doing everything they can to pretend that they're people whom they are really not, because they want to take advantage of people and try to make a buck off of everybody, because that's what they do. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for those actors and those singers and the entertainment community who are trying to use the skills that they have. And there are a caboodle of scammers out there trying to get a quick hustle, and rather than getting a life and getting a job. Um, so, and just remember, if someone is in the entertainment community and they're suddenly sending you messages and, oh, you seem like a really interesting person, doesn't mean you're not an interesting person. Just remember that they're probably someone that's full of themselves and not really whom they're proclaiming to be. Not saying that everybody is dishonest, but I am saying that there are a lot of dishonest people out there who will try to befriend you, get you comfortable with them, and then they'll come around and say, "Hey, will you support my project?" Or um, show you're a really supportive person that's a fan and get my fan membership card. Why do you need a membership card if you're already paying to go to their concerts or go to their movies or whatever production that they have going on? You're already showing that you're a true fan by spending your hard-earned dollars to go to those things. So just be mindful because they're out there in droves. They're everywhere. They really and truly are. Um, and they'll say that they're one place and they're actually another. And I have some apps on my within my computer systems that I have, and I can kind of link in and find exactly where a lot of these hustlers are communicating from. So yeah, they are all over the place. Be careful and do try to eat some healthy foods for yourself. Today I made myself a teriyaki vegetable with stir fry, um, sauteed it, my usual deal. I'm going to get back into um, preparing meals for anyone that's interested in that. Let me know in the comment section below. It's really helpful too if you like the video and you share it with others, because then it kind of wakes up the algorithm, and that way I can bring some helpful content to others. But if you're not doing that, it just doesn't get out there very much, and then I become unmotivated because it looks like nobody's really watching it when there's only 2-3 people who appear to be watching it. But I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're prepared for whatever's coming up. And if you've had a wham doodle of a year already, like I have, I mean, January 2nd, I slipped and fell and got hurt. And it was horrible, and I couldn't walk. So I've been fighting my way back from that, and I've recovered and gone through lots of rehabilitation. So don't give up wherever you are and whatever you're going through. Oh, and just toss it out there. And of course, I'm not being sponsored or paid for by anyone, but a book that I've recently been reading that I got off of Amazon that people might find somewhat interesting is The Mountain Is You. It's written by Brianna Wiest, Brianna Wiest, Wiest. And it's about transforming self-sabotage into self-mastery. It's about taking those negative thoughts that come in your head and transforming that stuff. How to move forward and stay focused on your plan so that you can become the best you that you can be for yourself. Getting rid of the negative stuff. Not listening to the hype. Not listening to the crazy stuff that people around you will try to tell you, because there's plenty of negative naysayers around, and sometimes you just gotta not answer the phone if the negativity is trying to call you. So, hope everyone's doing well. I think I've talked enough for this video, because I'll start to jabber on there. But remember to treat yourself good. Um, take care of yourself. Take care of your body. Ask questions if there's things that's going on that you're not sure about, or if someone is telling you you have certain needs and you don't understand, keep asking questions. Can you explain it to me in a different way? Can you break it down to me a little bit more? Put it down on the kindergarten level, whatever, so that you can be able to understand what's happening and you can be able to move forward and get stronger. If you fall down, get up. And yes, as you get older, it really hurts to get back up, but you still need to get up and you need to be able to move on. You need to be prepared for whatever changes come up for you in life, because life does mean change, and whether or not you choose to grow behind that, that's optional. I choose to grow, even with the changes that are happening all around. I choose to be positive. I choose to be supportive to those who are in need, and to not stay stuck and caught in situations where I'm focused on negative people, negative attitudes, people who really could care less about you. They just want you to jump on their bandwagon of negativity. We don't need that. The world has enough of that already. But thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to sharing some things again with you soon.